Hey guys, I hope we're all doing well today. I wanted to share a message on comparing, okay? Comparing yourself to others and just comparing in general. Now, when it comes to comparing, it all starts when you're young. It starts from childhood. Now, I'll give you an example. We're going to take person A and person B, okay? Now, person A has been brought up in a well environment, with good parents, very loving, and if they ever make mistakes, which we always do, they're taught, right? They're pulled to the side, whatever it is, and they're taught how to do things correctly from that mistake. Now, if we take person B, is the complete opposite. Shitty environment, parents are no good, and if mistakes were to ever happen, they're yelled at, criticized, and a form of abuse, okay? And, the parents compare that child from there. So when you're a child, you don't know what the fuck comparing is, but the parents do it for you, right? And that's a program. So that will lead to a program into your brain. Now, out of these two, who do we think which person will grow up and become successful in day-to-day life? It's definitely not going to be person B, okay? Because from the start of their journey of life, all the way to their adulthood, they've been taught that they're useless, no good compared to other people, and they feel worthless within themselves because they could never make their parents happy. Now, this isn't their fault, it's the parents' fault, okay? But there will come a time where, when you get old enough, you're going to have to sit there and say, wait a minute, I need to now heal myself. I need to now start taking action towards myself. It's the people that don't make a change, it's the people that don't wake up. It leads them to alcoholism, leads them to addiction, leads them to smoking, drugs, and any sort of addiction that's no good for you leads you to that because it makes them feel good, makes things a little bit easier for them. Okay, releases dopamine. Now, if we go back to person A, who's been loved, taught the right things, and always felt like they've been appreciated, they don't have any issues to deal with in life. All they're going to do is go get a job, go get married, go buy a house, whatever it is. They don't have no trauma that's coming along with them. Yes, there's going to be things that they have to deal with in life still, but the problem is that a lot of people suffer with is their trauma from the past. Okay, so everything from the past is brought along all to the present moment. Now, if we get to adulthood, that's no good for us. Okay, we can't bring that past with us. So there's going to be a point, like I said before, where you're going to have to start taking action from yourself. You cannot spend time blaming your parents. You cannot spend time blaming people who hurt you. You have to be the one that now takes the lead and forgives yourself, forgives the people, and says, you know what? I need to make a change into my life. I need to do things differently, and I need to become my own best friend. And you really have to understand it. You really have to understand, like for an example, if someone was to ever compare me, or if I were to grow up with parents that were comparing, they were no good, made me feel like shit, you have to understand that these people feel like shit themselves. And that's all they know, and that's what they're pouring out. They don't know how to love themselves. They don't know how to be good to themselves. And so all they're pouring out to you and teaching you is what's no good, because they don't know anything else. And that could happen from generation. And now we've got generational trauma. It could happen from their parents, their grandparents, their parents, and it just keeps on going. So you must be the one that finally makes a change, finally stands up and says to yourself, I am the one that breaks this fucking curse. I am the one that makes this change for the better of yourself and for the better of your family, because you don't want this generational trauma to keep on going. Okay, you want it to cut where you are, and you want to be the one that makes change. So comparing yourself in general is a no-go zone. Okay, because I just talked about the two different lifestyles about person A, person B. You cannot, if you're a person B, you cannot compare yourself to someone who's a person A. Right? You cannot compare yourself to someone who's always been poured out with love and has always been in a good environment, and you yourself have been in a shit environment. You feel worthless, you feel like shit. It's a no-go zone. Cannot compare yourself to that, because that person has never been in your position. And even though it's not your fault, you still have to be the one that heals yourself. You still have to be the one that makes a change. And it's not anything like it's not a bad thing. It's not something that you're cursed with. Okay? It's going to make you a stronger person, and it's going to make you a better person. And by all means, it might even push you further than other people, because life is all about learning. Okay? Life is all about understanding. And everything else doesn't matter. Anything else tangible, anything else that has money involved, or whatever you see physical in front of you, does not fucking matter. Okay? Because you take none of this with you. But whatever lessons that you learn in life, that's what you take with you. So, to end this message, again, comparing yourself, we've got to understand it. And we've got to understand that you cannot compare yourself at all, because everyone lives a different life. And you need to forgive yourself, you need to heal yourself, and you need to break that curse that you have been brought up with. Right? Cannot blame anyone. Can't sit there and blame your parents and sit there in the past and keep bringing that past with you, because that only leads to misery. You want to now transform your life, you want to make a change, and you want to be happy within yourself. So, don't ever compare yourself, and make that change. Heal yourself. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you next time.